So, Shields of Vestroia has been making its rounds lately, and it's actually been having like a lot of box openings from BakuTubers. You got Yugi opening, doing a box opening, there's Jordy Animations. DHart was the first one, I think, to open like a whole box of Shields of Vestroia. He got like 3 boxes. I don't know how he got 3 boxes, but clearly he has more money than I do. But he has revealed so much stuff, and I thought it'd be fun if we go over them together. So we're gonna turn our attention to my screen here, and then we'll go over the Shields of Vestroia. I have enhanced the images from his video, which you can find on his channel here. So he has done a opening video and he has sorted through like the play sets of what he's got and stuff. It's very organized, and I do recommend you guys check it out. It's very easy to watch, and it's so cool to see all these new cards that we haven't seen in the starter deck, but we have seen being pulled from the packs. So it's really cool to see all these new cards. He's got them all organized and stuff. It's a very cool video. I recommend, if you have 42 minutes to spare in your pastime, definitely go check his video out. However, we're just going to go through some of the new cards that he got through images, and I have enhanced them. So we're going to take a look at some cards here. This one, Titan Dragonoid Ultra. This is a new one. This evolves from the Bakugan Armored Alliance Dragonoid. So we actually already have Evos for him. We got a Diamond version, and we also got a Maximus Dragonoid version that supports Rapid Fire. However, this one, Titan Dragonoid Ultra, is a 5-cost, 1503. It gets double strike if you have a Fusion Bakugan on your team. Oh, hey, Nerdy Friends is in here. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Greg? So he gets double strike if you have a Fusion Bakugan on your team, so he could probably grab one of those Red Fist plus 6 cores, make it 9, then have a double strike for 18, and it's not really too hard to have a Fusion on your team, and for that reason, I will go over this later. So let's just keep moving on. So another card we have here, It's Mine, and it's actually a really cool art. We see like Hydorous X Batrix stealing an axe from Enoch. I thought that was like really funny. Jacob Ramirez is in here. Hey, what's up, man? So it's a 5-cost Aquas card. Take control and attach an opposing Bakugan to one of your Bakugan. Okay, so this is actually a really interesting card because like, take control of Bakugan, there's a lot of possibilities for this. You can take control of like Darkfire Defense, you can take control of Twilight Axis, you can take control of Hurricane Hurricane Storm or something like that, or whatever Bakugan you want. However, I think the trick here is for this card, you cannot activate on-play abilities for Bakugan. So for example, you use this and you do Glimmering Glaive, and then you steal Glimmering Glaive, and then you attach it to your Bakugan. I don't think this works for Glimmering Glaive because Glimmering Glaive is on place, I think. Back on the wiki, it's when you play this, you may attach a Bakugan on the field to one of your Bakugan. So the key here, the key wording here is when you play this. So technically, it will not work for on-play effect Bakugan cards, so you won't be able to get this effect if you play It's Mine. If you play It's Mine, you take control of the gear, it doesn't actually get played because it's already in play. So you take control of the gear, you don't get that ability. So it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening says It's Mine is a counter to FTK deck. Yeah, it is actually a kind of a counter to FTK decks. You can probably cheese out It's Mine for a save, and then like take control of Darkfire Defense, and therefore Darkfire Defense would not be able to. You take Darkfire Defense and attach it to one of your Bakugan, and it won't be, and the damage will be mitigated. So it will be negated or something. So they won't be able to you won't take Darkfire Defense damage. However, you will still have control of Darkfire Defense. This is not a until end of turn thing, so that's what makes this thing really interesting. So our next card we have is Diffusion Blast. It's 1 cost, and I think this is Maximus Nilius, I believe, because like Sabra doesn't have an Auralist head. We have Pyravian for that. So I think this might be Maximus Nilius. I do love the card art. I am like obsessed with the card art here. It's amazing. So for this card, each opposing player chooses one of their heroes and destroys it. So this is actually really awesome because first of all, it's a 1 cost, so not hard to get out. If you pull like 3 of them and like have a playset, you can like go ham on like hero destruction. And the funny thing is that this thing says each opposing player chooses one of their heroes and destroys it. So I like how they future-proofed this, as if they knew that there would be like tag fights or tag brawls or fatal four-way brawls, you know, four-way brawls and stuff, or triple threat brawls. So each opposing player chooses one of their heroes and destroys it. So if you're playing against 3 other brawlers, each of those brawlers will have to choose a one of their heroes and destroy it. So I like how they future-proof this. But I do love this card. I want to get a Hex version, and I do want this for my own deck. Man, I really want to pull this. It's a common, I think, so it won't be too hard, maybe? I think every box opening I've seen, they've pulled at least one, so... That might be a cool thing. Pokémon Power Pony would really like that card attacks. Yeah, I agree with you. So subscribe to DHart, and then we got Colonel Armstrong Trip. We got is a new hero. This is when Trip was like doing that train run. You know that? You remember that episode where like Trip battled Magnus while running a shipment of illegal devices on the train for McHugh? Well, this is what this card's based off of. I don't know why Trip has the uniform on, because he's no longer in the army, so why would he have this on? He doesn't have the uniform on. But when you fuse a Bakugan, make a Pirate's attack for 3, so you burn 3. So every time you fuse a Bakugan, you burn 3 damage, which is pretty insane. So more burning for this. But however, we have seen in Shields of Vestroia there are cards that defuse your Bakugan so that you can fuse them again. So that's pretty interesting. So that's another way of making these kinds of decks. I do want to see the kind of decks that uses defusing and then refusing and then to activate abilities. That would be cool decks to do. Someone make that deck. Get like 3 boxes of Shields of Vestroia, make that deck for me. Okay, next one we have Burning Determination. It's a 6 cost. Turn one of your fusion Bakugan face down. Yeah, see? Exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about. So you turn one of your Bakugan face down, and then burn equal to its fusion cost. So there are, like, remember how there are like high cost fusion cards. So you got like Hydorous X Kerkelios for Darkus. You have you got like Pharol X Pegatrix X Pharol and stuff. There are actually high cost fusion cards, and then Burning Determination, you defuse it and then burn for like upwards to like 8 or 9 damage. So that's pretty insane for like a Pyrus. But you can still use this for like small cost fusion cards. So that will be as effective because it turns the fusion back over. And then, as I said before, you can use Colonel Armstrong Trip to burn for another 3. So that's really interesting deck building to do. And then next we have the Bakugear Wrecking Ball. I can already hear the jokes that are going to pour in on this. Write in the chat if you actually thought, what does this the name of this card actually make you think of? Vincent the Mosquito Man, exactly! Exactly! Yeah, so Wrecking Ball, for some reason it's trademarked. So it's a 4 cost, the gear reduction is 2, and then when this flips from your deck, you might pay 2 for 4 energy. So, pretty much, this is a card that is focused on actually saving you and also making you benefit from having this mitigate damage. So you flip this over, and then you flip it over, -2. Okay, pay 2, I get 4. So you pretty much plus out of taking damage from this thing. So and also especially, if you only took like 1 or 2 damage, and then you flip this over, can you imagine the plussing that you are going to do when you actually flip this over and like a short-term damage? Not only is it a plus 400 plus 1, so drawing it won't be that much of a how do you say? Drawing it won't be that much of a hindrance, but when you flip it over, you get more benefits from like taking damage. So that's actually really cool. So 4 energy. So like you pay 2 for 4 energy. Who knows? Maybe the 4 energy, you can actually put the 4 energy into your next flip card that you might draw. If you're taking like long amounts of damage, like if you're taking Darkfire defense level of damage, you can put that energy into 4 energy, and then you can use that towards flip cards. That's a really cool card there. Next we got Baku Retreat, a 3 cost, 7+7. You may retract the Bakugan that did not open this turn. Okay, so it's one of those classic cards that goes back to the Battle Brawler set. My throat is hurting. We've seen It's Mine. This is one of those new flip cards, Flip Form, 1 cost, stopping Aquas or a Fusion Bakugan, so those are really good. These are really good ones. These kinds of flips, I think every single faction has one. So like Sneaky Squid here, 4 cost, stop a non-fusion Bakugan and then draw 1. A lot of people probably won't be playing Fusion Bakugan, so this would be a nice tech-in. These kinds of cards here would be a nice tech-in for games. If there were side decks, then maybe this would be a really good. This would be like an obvious, like a really good side deck option. Next, we have like Clairvoyance. I think we've seen this card, but still, this card is actually really good. Clairvoyance is a chaos, 0 cost, so it's free. Look at the top 3 cards, put them back on top of your deck in any order. So you pretty much just scry, and then you get to draw 1 for 3 cost. So we got Scarf Strike. It's Abomination. Chaos Divine is a 6 cost, -10 to non-Chaos Bakugan. I find this to be one of those desperate situation cards. So like if you don't want to like bother with the cost for a flip, then you just use Chaos Divine. But overall, it's not really that great because it's targeted for non-Chaos Bakugan. Then we got Baku Bear Claw, 6 cost. Each player may fuse a Bakugan for free. I would like this card if it didn't benefit both players. So no. Stand Strong, 4 cost, a non-fusion Bakugan. If you stop a non-fusion Bakugan, if you do, you may put this card in your hand. That's a classic Chaos trick. Regarding the Baku Bear Claw, I would only find this card good if you know your opponent does not have fusion on their team. And maybe more than likely they will not because of evolutions. So, but let's just keep going. Personally, I do have fusions on my team, so I'm giving away my deck build already. But I do have fusions on my team. I find fusions to be really great. I do like fusions. I find it more better than wasting room in my deck to put Evos in. So yeah. Shining Clubs, 2 cost. It's a 1 gear reduction. When you play this, you may reroll your Bakugan. Okay. In power, you may pay additional 3 for 500 B power. So it's like a one-time big power boost for a low cost. If you have Leah and Dan out, then this will be like a plus 600 B power. Next we have Eviscerator Strike. It's a 1 cost, -300 B power. If you play this on Fusion Bakugan, -600 instead. Okay, so this is like an anti-fusion card. We see a lot of anti-fusion cards in this set, so that's why this set's very interesting. We have cards that like support fusion and then cards that nerf fusion. So I find this to be a really balanced set. As Toolbox pointed out before and on Twitter to me, there's no cards actually that support like support cards that can get up to sync levels. So like Howling Shell Bomb and stuff are still like pretty overpowered. And also, not to mention, there's not too many more empower and enable cards yet. So that's one of the flaws about this. Okay, so Ventus Rampage, 2 cost, +1 for each energy card you have in play. Okay, sweet. So it's one of those. It's another one of those energy damage ramps. So like you play mana ramps and then you play energy. It's pretty much remember Invigoration Blast, and you remember like Ventus Mantinoid Ultra, or Ventus Hyper Mantinoid Ultra. Those cards had like +1 for each energy card you have. These are like. This is pretty much stack. It's pretty much energy stacking for like high damage. And then this card has boost if you have 7 or more energy cards to play. It also gets Shadow Strike. So yeah. Then we have Darkest Power Kick. Let's get some water here. 3 cost, 600 B power. You may turn one of your Fusion Bakugan face down. Okay, so it's another one of these cards where like it turns your Fusion Bakugan face down. I'm pretty sure that we've seen this before. But however, well, these cards are pretty wild, so it's actually really good to point them out. This gets plus 600 B power for 3 energy, and it also can turn one of your Fusion Bakugan face down, so you can turn it back over and use like on fusion abilities. Bob Ross can relieve dogs from stress. I think you mean. Okay, don't know what that has to do with it. Energy Dragon C says, what is Shadow Strike? Shadow Strike is something you give to your Bakugan, so you cannot minus beat power or you can't minus damage from them. So if your Bakugan has Shadow Strike, you get a negative core. It won't take away any beat power or damage because it has Shadow Strike. So stats do not decrease, but they can still increase. So pretty much Shadow Strike can stop. Back when Bakugan first came out, Shadow Strike was pretty much an exclusive keyword gimmick for Darkus. So Darkus was good against Ventus because Ventus always like minused a lot of beat power, minused a lot of damage to get ahead. However, Darkus was a counter to that because Darkus always had Shadow Strike enablers. So yeah, Shadow Strike is like does not decrease. I started out with Shadow Strike and I think it's a really good ability, but it won't give you a lot of times. So yeah, Darkest Scion is 5 cost, rapid fire plus 700. I already have this. We already seen this in the starter deck. I already have this card. However, this is actually a really good card, and I really want one in Hex, or I want a Hex playset of this. This is really good. Next we got Darkest Vacation. It's a 5 cost, take control of a hero. Classic, it's a 5 cost, and then you just take a hero. That's it. Nothing but a gimmick. Next we have Creeping Darkus. It's the 4 cost, stop a non-fusion Bakugan. It's for the darkest. It's the darkest version of this. But if you do, choose a player to discard a card. Okay, so very basic. I think we've seen that before, but I can't remember. Next we have Combo Cannon. 4 cost gear, -2 damage for reduction. When this flips from your deck, pay 2 to attach this to a Bakugan. So you will never minus if you flip over a Combo Cannon. If you're taking damage, you flip Combo Cannon over. Okay, you got your gear for next round. Pretty much, it's Combo Cannon is actually a really good card. If you flip it, then you will have to pay 2. You can attach it, and then you can use it next round. So that's pretty cool. And also, mitigates 2 damage. And it's for 4. And like if you draw it in a 4 cost, it's not going to be too much of a hassle. Then we got Dark Infernal Lance. It's a 3 cost, double strike, plus 200 beat power for each fusion on your team. So at best, you can probably get 600 beat power for this thing. However, the thing is that this thing gives double strikes. So that's, for a 3 cost, I'd say that's not bad. Marcel World says, gotta go bye. Okay, see you later, man. I have 2 copies of Ventus Hyper Mantoid Ultra, Ventus Maximus Dragonoid, and Aqua's Hyper Howlkor Ultra. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Wait, it's someone's birthday. If that's the case, happy birthday. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's my birthday today, so that's why we're having a birthday stream. I'm supposed to be relaxing today, but however, I've decided, you know what, let's stream the news today. Because, like, if I relax and I just, like, sleep the whole day, what am I going to do for the next, like, 12 hours? Next up, we've seen this before. Energy Charge, 4 cost. Your opponent may have this make a Pyrus or Darkest attack for 4 damage against them. If not, they must destroy 2 energy. So this pretty much gives your opponent a ultimatum. They can either burn for 4 and you can't use stop non-Darkest and non-Pyrus, or you can destroy 2 of your energy cards. I really like this. I want one. We've seen it before, but I want one. Next up we have Soul of Storms, the Aquas and Darkest. 3 cost, plus 300, plus 3. Return a non-energy card in play to owner's hand. So yeah, you can pretty much return like high cost cards back to owner's hand and stuff, or you can like return cards that belong to you, and then you can replay them for their on-play effects. So this is pretty decent. Spinning Waves, I like the art on this one. 5 cost, plus 900, plus Shadow Strike. You get 2 Frost Strike for each fusion on your team, so I bet you can get 6 Frost Strike. Frost Strike is actually really damning, and it's very devastating, as like people like really take it for granted, but it's actually a very devastating move. So Frost Strike is actually very good, and it's a 5 cost for a plus 900 and Shadow Strike. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Even if you have 1 fusion on your team, the 2 Frost Strike is going to be like really devastating for your opponent to handle. Especially if your opponent spends so much of their energy trying to outbeat you and beat power, and then they have no energy left for their flip cards to save themselves if they end up losing. So next up we have Poison Sting. It's a Chaos and Pyrus card. Plus, two costs, and then remove an enemy Bakugan's Baku Core and negate its effect. Okay, so it's pretty much a hot potato. And then in power, you pay additional 3 to attach a Bakugan from the field to an open Bakugan. So pretty much hot potato, and then if you pay an additional 3, or in this case if you have Leah and Dan on the field, then you can attach a Baku Core onto your Bakugan. So I'd say that's pretty cool. So we got Baku Destabilizer, 3 cost, 700 B power, and then shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw that many cards. It's pretty much you get B power and you also get a mulligan. So that's pretty awesome. And this is a new one that we haven't seen before. Bakugan Sand Trap. So 5 cost, you draw 2 cards, and then +5 for each fusion on your team. So 15 upwards of 15 plus if you have like a full team of fusions. However, it is a good draw too. Mouth of course says happy birthday, bro. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, so it's a good draw too, and then at best you can maybe get 10 or 15 damage to your Bakugan because you have fusion on your team. Then we haven't seen this before actually. Ebony Fusion Brawler. It's a 3. She's a 3 cost. She has the same as every other the Havoc Fusion Brawlers that's on the set. You can play this for free if it's the first turn of the game. So if you draw this in the opening, if you draw this in your opening hand, then you can play it for free. Your Bakugan have Green Fist plus 200 B power and 1 Frost Strike. So imagine if you have a playset of Ebony Fusion Brawler. So you have a place. So it's a good thing to have a playset of these things in your deck because then you have more of a chance to start off with one of them as your opening hand. Then Ebony Fusion Brawler, if you can get all 3 of them on the field, so your Bakugan, as long as they're holding Green Fist, they get plus 600 B power and 3 Frost Strike in total. So that's pretty good. Frost Strike is already really awesome, and it's a really devastating ability that I think a lot of people take for granted. So yeah, that's definitely cool, and the artwork is not bad. So next up we have Prismatic Power Up. 4 cost, choose an opponent's Baku gear and or hero. Your opponent must energize them uncharged. So yeah, that would be pretty much take away whatever nuisance that your opponent has. Not too much of a big card for this. It's decent, but not too impactful. It's a 4 cost, so I guess it's fair. Ebony was just kicked around the anime, to be honest. Yeah, she really was. When would hero cards be used in a game? You play them like action cards. So like you pay. Okay, so we'll go back here. So for example, you have Ebony Fusion Brawl in your hand, right? Just pay 3, and then you can just play it on the main phase. And then the thing about the hero cards, they're continuous spell cards, so they just stay on the field until they're either destroyed or removed from field or whatever. So either way, they stay on the field. Let's see. We got Fusion Boomerang. It's a Ventus Chaos Baku gear. So for 3 cost, if you attach this to a Fusion Bakugan, you can re-roll it. So not too big, but it's alright. It gives 303, so I guess it's alright then. Will Falcron and other Bakugan become elemental after a reintroduction episode? I don't know. I don't think so. Falcron does not look elemental in the trailer, so I don't think that will happen. It's a shame though. Dual Barricade. 2 cost, draw 1 card, and then -2 for each fusion on your team. So this is kind of a smaller version of Bakugan Sand Trap, I guess. We've seen Callaway Storm already, but I just need to highlight how cool this artwork looks. But yeah, it's really Storm is like really awesome. If you can get a playset of him on the field, if you and then you energize 2 cards each turn, you can get upwards to 1500 B power each turn. So yeah, the thing about it is you need a playset of him. So he technically has Winton ability. However, Winton from Battle Brawlers, you only just require 1 Winton card. and it mana ramps for you. So if you mix this with Winton, you can pretty much get this effect of plus 500 B power each turn. Oh yes, so we're moving on to like the evos and stuff. I have really huge issues with this because like Trox X Nobilius Ultra for Ventus and Aurelus, it's 16. The fuse side is 1600 B power and 8 damage. However, the diamond version is utter garbage. Look at this. This is utter garbage. Trox X Nobilius, Diamond Trox X Nobilius Ultra, it's an Evo card. You have to play this on top of the fusion. 6 cost, Y, 1000 B power, and 6. But the base stats for this is 1600 B power and 8. Why would you play this card? Why would you want this card in your deck? Like, it's not a beneficial card at all. It literally minuses you. There's no cards at all that, there's no cards at all that say lowest beat power or lowest damage wins. At least not yet. There's no card like that yet in the Bakugan game. Very sure maybe they might be eventually, but still, it's not there yet. So why? Until then, why is this even a thing? Yeah, the diamond card makes no sense to me. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a nerf of the fusion card. So why would anybody want this? I say if you pull this card, my sympathies and my condolences, but either throw this in the trash or burn it, because it's very bad. It's garbage. It's like who thought of this? Did they mean to put like did they mean to make this the previous form? Because I think that's what they were going for. That diamond card will be energy fodder. No, just don't put it in the deck. You could use this, you can literally use this to, like, you can literally replace this with something useful. Perhaps in development, the diamond fusions were meant to be placed on the unfused side instead of the fused side. Maybe, but I don't know how that would work because the unfused side is 2 different Bakugan. So I don't know how you would make that work. Unless they mean to, like, have the diamond card be an immediate fuse. So like if you play the diamond evolution on the unfused side, and it would automatically fuse it for you. But I don't know how, but I don't think that makes sense. It's like a nonsensical theory that I have. It sounds so ridiculous. You can use this for fire fodder. Exactly. Don't bother putting this in the deck. If you pull it, just throw it away. It's not worth it. Okay, so Titan Hydorous Ultra for Aquos. 4 cost. This gets plus 3 Frost Strike if you have Fusion Bakugan on your team. Okay, so he has an automatic 3 Frost Strike. So he's actually pretty awesome. I can definitely see Eevee running wild with this. I put it in my deck for style points. Oh my god. Do whatever you want to do with it. But I'd throw it in fire. So then we have Aqua's Hyper Maxodon. 2 cost, Green Fist, plus 500 B power, and 3 Frost Strike. Oh god, another EV card. So much Frost Strike. Then we have Pyrus Titan Enoch Ultra. Already Pyrus Enoch Ultra is pretty rare to get, but still having Evo for him is actually really good because I don't think his stats are really that great. So it's a 4 cost, 1207. Ignore armor rating on opposing player cards. Okay, so he's pretty much built specifically to nerf armor rating, so that's really cool. If you get a playset of him and you have Pyrus Enoch Ultra, then you're guts, because like Pyrus Enoch Ultra is kind of rare. So Diamond Ventus Ryorazu, 4 cost, 1106. On Blue Shield, you have -4. However, you get plus 1000 B power. I've said it before, but like there's a lot of Ventus cards that give Shadow Strike anyway, so like it might not be too much of an issue. However, Ventus Ryorazu, if you don't have Shadow Strike for her, that's fine. It's already a 2 it already hit for 2 damage, and also not to mention it could hit 2750 B power. That's not bad for a 4 cost, honestly. That's actually really good. That's a very good Evo. So Chaos Maximus Skeletor Ultra is next. 7 cost, 600 B power, and 20 damage. This gets plus 600 B power if you have Fusion Bakugan on your team. 20 damage. I can see why this is a 7 cost. That's 20 damage. That's already like half the deck. And that's not including by the time you already reach the time that you actually play this card. So 20 damage. This I can see why this is a 7 cost. However, the B power is a little low, so good luck winning fights with him. Hey, so here at Denmark, I went to a toy store and they had all new figures. Oh, that's awesome. I guess Evolution's made in Denmark. That's really awesome, man. Let's see. Imagine a Chaos Darkest Kubo X Shredder's card. What is your thoughts on that? No! Screw Kubo. Ventus Titan Pegatrix Ultra is a 5 cost, 1304. This costs 3 less if you have Fusion on your team. Okay, so if you have a Fusion on your team, then she becomes a 2 cost, which is not bad. A 2 cost for 1304? That's actually really good. This is actually really interesting. I do love the art for this. Jesus Christ. She is beautiful here. She looks like a firebender. So, Hyper Cyrus Ultra for Pyrus, 3 cost, 906. Victor, you get 5 energy, so you pretty much get a Song of Fire. So, yeah, 906, not bad for 3 cost, especially since Cyrus Ultra kind of needs it. Because Cyrus Ultra is like a 300 or something. Already gives like 2 energy for Victor. However, this would give you pretty much a Song of Fire on Victor. So I guess like 1550 on Blue Shield. I guess not too bad. Especially if you're going 3 cost. God damn it, Bot 30, stop ruining my live streams. So we got Ventus Barbatron next for Diamond. 7 cost, 1505. So on Shield, or Orange Shield, you get 5 damage. But on Red Fist, you get plus 500. So, you might want Red Fist for this, specifically. Because you would get 2250 and 8 damage. So that's already good enough. But, however, if you want Orange Shield, you can get 1910 damage. So it really just depends on your preference, I guess. Nerdy Friends just said that Chaos Gillator is unreleased. Oh, that's right! Chaos Gillator is not released. Like the Chaos let's go back here. Oh, crap, I went back too far. This Chaos Gillator is for Armored Alliance, so you can't use this for evolutions. So yeah, it's unreleased, so you can't even use this. So this thing is literally garbage. You pull this, it's garbage. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Greg. Sorry, guys. So next we got Hydorous Chaos Pyrus Hydorous X Matrix. Is this an actual Bakugan that got released? I'm starting to question this. Let's see here. Chaos and Pyrus. Oh, it is released. Okay, yeah, so it is released. Yeah, I think it is. I think this is released. Okay, so like this is the epic character card. So 507 in power. When you turn its face up, you may pay an additional 3 to burn for 2. Okay, so it's another one of those things that it's another one of those things that you need the whatchamacall, the fusion flippers cards. No, it didn't get released. Did it not? Because it doesn't say that it wasn't released. Unfuse. My god, this thing is broken. Or the site's broken a little bit. Yeah, I think it was released. I just don't know where it came from. Yeah, I just don't know where it came from. Okay. So we got Aurelus, Pharol, and Gillator Ultra. Okay, so I know this thing got released. When you fuse another Bakugan, fuse this. So you pretty much get a free fusion. You get pretty much a free fusion out of this, but the fuse side is garbage, but whatever. You get a free fusion, so you can't really complain because it's pretty much free. So pretty much, you can use one of those low-cost fusions like Cindia's X Scorpios, Dragonoid X Hydorous for Pyrus and Darkus, or you can use the Hydorous X Batrix that you fuse on a Red Fist. Have them on the same team, and actually that works well here. And then you get 2 free fusions, so you're pretty much running wild with Colonel Armstrong doing the burning thing. Pyrus Trox X Nobilius Ultra. Did this get released? Pyrus Aurelus Trox X Nobilius? I think this got released. Was this in one of those Bakugear packs? Pretty sure this got released. Yeah, okay, it did get released. Yeah, so that's good. It's cost 6 to fuse, but whatever. Yeah, I think this came in the Baku Gear pack with something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. So Pyrus Aurelus, Trox X Nobilis Ultra, 612. Oh god, the damage is really beefy. When you turn this face up, remove all enemy Bakukors and place them on the field. Okay, so you fuse this and it becomes Inferno Wings, pretty much. They're talking about which Chaos Pyrus Bakugan came with the Baku Flip? I don't know. So then we have Darkus, Sabra, and Pyravian Ultra, so Havoc's main Bakugan. Same thing as always. And then on Victor, choose a player to discard a card. Then, if a player has no cards in their hand, fuse. I don't remember this to being very good. I don't remember this being a good one. So yeah, but it still has a really interesting effect. That if the player has no cards in their hand, you can fuse this. Really highlighting the misery that Havoc brings upon everybody. So next we have Trox X Nobilius Ultra, 1407. If you have 3 or more hero cards in play, 5 Frost Strike! So this is a friggin' hero card, or goes in hero decks. 1407, that's not bad. And then we have Howlkor and Serpentes. 705, this gets plus 300 for each Baku gear attached to this. So at best, you can get plus 600 off this. So this is not bad. So that's all the, I think that's all of the, yeah, that's all of the new cards, at least, that we haven't seen from Shields of Vestroia. I'm very sure there might be a little bit more, but that will be later down, that will be kind of later down the line. But all of these cards are absolutely amazing, except for a few of them which did not have Bakugan released with their corresponding cards. And then we have Trox X Nobilius Ultra, that's just utter garbage. So my condolences to anybody that pulls this, and especially if you pull a Hex version. What a waste of a Hex. But overall, a lot of these cards are actually really awesome, and I really want a lot of these cards. Especially, like, I want Combo Cannon, I want a Hex Darkest Scion, I want a freaking, what's that, whatever that, what's that called? I want there's DHart again, Diffusion Blast. I really want this card. That's really awesome. I want the Storm card as well. I want to get the Storm card. I want to get 2 actually. I want to get one for myself, and I want to get one for Josh as well. I know Josh has been wanting to have a Storm hero card to be I know Storm really wants a Storm, or I know Josh really wants a Storm hero card. Because Storm does not have a hero card, and this is the first time that we actually get a Storm hero card, and probably the only time, because he doesn't come back in like the later seasons. But I know Josh really wants one, and I'm like, you know what? I'll find one for you, and I'll get one for you. But I really want one for myself as well. So yeah. Trox X Nobilius Ultra is garbage. Chaos Maximus Skeletor Ultra is useless because there's no toy with him. And this thing doesn't even have a release, apparently. So, what are my thoughts on what are my overall thoughts on this whole Shields of Vestroia thing? This set I find is really good, save for like a few cards that are utterly useless and garbage. But overall, I really do want this set to be released. And so here's the thing: I spent $55 on 5 packs of Shields of Vestroia. If Spin Master was selling this for MSRP, I could have gotten 13 packs instead. So, on average, I was spending $1 on each card of Shields of Vestroia, each random card. So, yeah, I got those packs coming in next week. But however, I don't like that I'd have to buy or spend so much money for like third-party server or something that Spin Master does not want to release themselves. So, I'm begging you, Spin Master, release Shields of Vestroia, especially in the $4 MSRP, because you not releasing this set is actually hurting the player base, especially since we have really good cards that come out of the set. So Spin Master, if you're listening, and everybody in the chat, hashtag we want cards.